I did not press my attack. Best to keep a low profile for now. I hadn't even secured my footing in the primordial world yet. What grounds did I have to step into chaos? Besides, with the power I currently possessed, completely shattering that wall of light was simply not realistic. Rather than waste my efforts, it made more sense to focus on advancing my cultivation first and plan from there. Following my instructions, Yuan Hong soon reached the primordial continent, stepping into the territories of the human clan. For several years he traveled widely, making inquiries, until at last he found the Great Yu, who was deep in thought, searching for a solution to the floods. The Great Yu was a man of open and enlightened mind, not the slightest trace of contempt toward the demon clan. Upon learning that Yuan Hong had reached the peak of Grand Unity Golden Immortal, and was willing to lend his strength, he was overjoyed beyond words, and immediately drew him in to discuss strategies for taming the floods. Our people before us controlled the floods mainly by using mud and earth to dam and block the waters. It may solve the immediate crisis, but it is no lasting solution. The Great Yu pointed to a map of the primordial world, and said with earnest conviction, I have observed the terrain across the land, and found that the west is high and the east is low. Water flows downward. This is the principle of the heavenly Tao. We can excavate river channels and guide the floodwaters into the eastern sea. In this way, we can eliminate the flood problem permanently. Yuan Hong nodded again and again as he listened. He had come to accumulate merit in the first place. He had no objection to any of this. Under the Great Yu's direction and Yuan Hong's assistance, together with the united effort of countless human clan people, the mighty undertaking of flood taming was set into motion. Word of the Great Yu's flood taming effort spread far and wide, and many wise men of the human clan came forward to assist as well. Yuan Hong followed the Great Yu, traveling to every remote and rugged corner of the primordial world, treading through places where few had ever set foot, until at last, they had helped the Great Yu chart the course of two great rivers. Once all the floodwaters under heaven were channeled into the rivers, and guided out into the eastern sea, the flood disaster would be permanently resolved. With the method of flood taming settled, Yuan Hong immediately unleashed his divine arts, splitting mountains and boring through earth to carve the channels. Yet even with his formidable cultivation, a project of such staggering scale was simply beyond the power of any single person to complete. The Great Yu therefore led the human clan people in throwing themselves into the labor of digging the channels alongside him. Taming the floods was never the work of a single day. While Yuan Hong was occupied with the flood effort, Zhu Liu's son on the other side had not been idle either. He had brought more spirits of the earth and essence of grass and wood under his sway, continuously enshrining local earth deities, steadily pushing the boundaries of his jurisdiction outward across the whole of the primordial world, step by step. In the netherworld, the workings of the underworld ran in orderly fashion. The entire primordial world presented an air of calm and stability. Yet, this tranquility was shattered entirely upon the Kunlun Immortal Mountain, where a fierce dispute broke out among the three pure ones. The primeval Lord of Heaven's brow was deeply furrowed, and the look he directed at the Tone Lord of Heaven was laden with displeasure. The Tone Lord, for his part, felt the same, fearing that the rapid rise of the other's disciples would interfere with his own grip over the primordial world. And it was not only the other sages. That Keelan clan, which had suddenly appeared from nowhere, was also a thorn lodged deep in his heart. With that thought, Hongjun rose to his feet. By his calculations, his disciple Haochen should by now have come to Zixiao Palace to seek his guidance. Yet why was there still no sign of him? This left Hongjun with a faint, unsettling sense of things slipping out of his control. He closed his eyes and attempted once more to read the threads of fate, only to find that everything aligned perfectly with his prior calculations, without deviation. Unfathomable. Truly unfathomable. With no other option, Hongjun took the initiative and sent word to Haotian, summoning him to Zixiao Palace. The Jade Emperor Haotian received Hongjun's summons and felt equal parts shock and joy. Ever since, the Patriarch of the Tao had entrusted him with the governance of the heavenly court, he had received not a single word of guidance. All these years he had endured the contempt of the sages, the slights of the great divine power bearers, his heart long since filled to the brim with grievance. Had the Keelan Patriarch not reached out to help him of his own accord, sending the Grand Unity Golden Immortal Zhu Liu's son to assist him, he would likely have collapsed under the pressure long ago and gone to beg Zixiao Palace for help. As things stood, Grand Unity Golden Immortals in the heavenly court were vanishingly rare, and Zhu Liu's son was not only formidable in cultivation, but had handled the task of overseeing the earth deities of the three realms with impeccable competence. The foundations of the heavenly court could be said to have stabilized at last. Filled with doubt, anxiety, and anticipation in equal measure, Haotian made his way to Zixiao Palace. The moment he saw Hongjun, he dropped at once to his knees, bowing with full ceremony. Your disciple. Haotian greets the teacher. May the teacher's glory endure without limit. In the hall, Hongjun sat cross-legged, violet energy swirling about him. His aged face revealed nothing, neither pleasure nor displeasure. He opened his mouth calmly and asked, How has the heavenly court been running of late? Are there any difficulties? For this attendant who had followed him for many years, Hongjun harbored considerable trust, not only because Haotian had been enlightened by his own hand, but also because Haotian's true form was a primordial chaos stone, a fine constitution who had followed at his side since the Dragon Phoenix Great Calamity, and had only reached the peak of Grand Unity Golden Immortal by now, incapable of stirring up any great waves, which put Hongjun at ease. The heavenly court! Haotian's heart gave a sudden lurch. Why does the teacher suddenly ask about the affairs of the heavenly court? Could it be that he is dissatisfied with what I have been doing? No, that was impossible. More likely the teacher, seeing how difficult things had become for him, wished to offer assistance. Yes, that had to be it. The teacher's divine arts are limitless, his power boundless, even resting above the 33rd heaven. He surely knows the hardships your disciple faces. With that thought, Haotian prostrated himself on the floor and began to pour out his grievances in tearful detail. Teacher, your disciple's position has been so difficult. The sages look down on me. The great divine power bearers bully me. Even the disciples of sages dare to lord it over me and throw their weight around. Your disciple, it has truly been so hard. Ever since the teacher entrusted this disciple with the weighty duty of overseeing the heavenly court, I have lived in constant fear and vigilance, not daring to slacken for even a moment, terrified of failing the teacher's high expectations. Yet the powerful cultivators of the primordial world have nearly all taken refuge under the various sages. The heavenly court exists in name only. The beings of the world know the sages, but not the heavenly court. Today, across the entire primordial world, The only ones who will sincerely and wholeheartedly help the Heavenly Court are the killing clan of the 10,000 Demon Kingdom. Teacher, your disciple truly finds it so hard. Hongjin paid little mind to Haotian's tearful lament. Only when he heard the words, 10,000 Demon Kingdom Keelan Clan, did he slowly open his eyes. He asked in an unhurried tone, the 10,000 Demon Kingdom assists the Heavenly Court? Indeed, the 10,000. The great divine powers of the primordial world were horror-struck. This was the hidden trump card of the Wu clan. The awe-inspiring shadow of Pangu swept over the Heavenly Court. The Eastern Emperor Tai was sent flying. The palace is behind him, shuddering and swaying. Buzhou. The Star Dipper Grand Formation battles the Imperial Star Formation. The power of a myriad of stars poured down in torrents. Two of the primordial world's supreme grand formations collided with a thunderous crash. The terrifying shockwave swept across the primordial world. Even I, deep in the abyss, felt the violent tremors, jolted forcibly out of my seclusion. The system notification chimed urgently. Target locked. The first great battle has erupted. Do you choose to leave the abyss and stop the war? Option 1, stop the war. Reward, the supreme innate spirit treasure, the 12th grade pure white lotus. Option 2, observe and wait. Reward, the Chaos 9 Revolution suspended palace. I chose option 2 without a second thought. Two supreme grand formations locked in collision. Going anywhere near that was courting disaster. The techniques of the Chaos 9 Revolution suspended palace poured into my consciousness. I immediately stilled my mind and began to cultivate. With my half-step quasi-sage cultivation, I could only just barely reach the 5th revolution. Outside, Hongjin acted in quiet secrecy. His creation butterfly shielding and preserving its master, unknown to any soul in the primordial world. The 12 ancestral Wu let out a mighty roar. The Phantom of Pangu, great axe in hand, cleaved down at the Star Dipper Grand Formation. The Eastern Emperor Tai fought back with everything he had. A brilliant radiance erupted from the chaos, barely managing to block that strike. In the end, the axe's power was exhausted, the toll enormous. The demon clan's vitality was also gravely depleted. Both sides suffered devastating losses. The primordial world shook. The earth veins trembled. A white tiger, fleeing in blind panic, ran into the 10,000 mountains. None other than the son of the sacred beast, White Tiger of the West. His dwelling had been damaged by the shockwaves of the Grand Formation, and he could only cower at the edge of the abyss, trembling. The White Tiger's son has been left homeless. Do you choose to seek justice on his behalf? Option 1, act and seek justice. Reward, the innate spirit treasure, the golden spirit pearl. Option 2, stand back and watch. Reward, the supreme innate spirit grass, the 5 elements pine. I chose option 2 without hesitation. A 5-colored 5 elements pine materialized in the abyss. Spiritual energy erupted forth in an instant. I glanced at the white tiger outside. Grand unity, golden immortal cultivation. Just what I needed, a capable subordinate. I reached out a great hand. A crushing aura enveloped the white tiger. He barely had a moment to resist, before I smoothly transported him into the abyss. The white tiger hit the ground with a thud, eyes wide with shock and dread. Are you willing to serve? I spoke lightly. The white tiger was still dazed. I immediately condensed a massive palm and drove its aura down over him. Senior, I will serve, I will serve. Please, have mercy! The white tiger was scared half out of his wits. He dropped to his knees at once, begging for his life. Good, obedient enough. From now on, you are the guardian of the abyss. I gave a satisfied nod. The 10,000 Demon Kingdom. Though I don't understand why the teacher would take an interest in the 10,000 Demon Kingdom, Haotian answered truthfully nonetheless. The 10,000 Demon Kingdom has always been obedient to the teacher's will, not only heeding the decrees of the Heavenly Court, but also regularly selecting demon cultivators of talent and strength to go to the Heavenly Court and serve. Today, across the entire primordial world, only the Killing Clan truly and sincerely supports your disciple. As he spoke, Haotian couldn't help but begin sobbing out his grievances again. When Haotian had finished, Hongjin closed his eyes once more. From what things looked like at present, this Keelan clan was still behaving themselves well enough, though he was curious how the Keelan clan had managed to survive the Dragon Phoenix Great Calamity, so long as they stayed in their place and caused no trouble. There was no need to concern himself with them. Even so, the necessary suppression could not be skipped. They must not be allowed to grow too powerful, beyond his ability to control. Wait here a moment. Hongjin said that to Haotian, then at once sent word to all the sages, summoning them to Zixiao Palace to convene. And just at this moment, the system notification chimed in my mind. Hongjin summons all sages to Zixiao Palace to deliberate on the matter of the investiture of the gods. Do you choose to go to Zixiao Palace and participate in the investiture deliberations? Option 1, accept the mission. Go to Zixiao Palace and deliberate on the investiture alongside the sages. Reward, the acquired quality treasure, the White Dragon Dark Jade Tablet. Option 2, refuse the mission. Reward, the Chaos 5 Element Spirit Bamboo. Over these past decades, I had thoroughly refined the Chaos 5 elements, and my power had surged several-fold. Though I still remained at the peak of the 9th heaven of Quasi-Sage, my true combat power was more than double what it had been before. The premonition in my heart was growing ever stronger. Having already refined the Chaos 5 elements, I needed only to refine 4 more Chaos 5 elements holy objects to fully comprehend the 5 elements law and break through to the Sage realm. Looking at the 2 options the system offered, I chose to refuse without any hesitation. Are you kidding? Walking into Zixiao Palace would be walking straight into the Lion's Den. That old schemer Hongjin, renowned for his deep cunning. What I needed most right now was Chaos 5 elements holy objects. And this Chaos 5 Element Spirit Bamboo came precisely at the moment I needed it most. I clasped the Chaos 5 Element Spirit Bamboo in my hand, feeling the vast and boundless Chaos 5 Elements energy within it, and closed my eyes once more, sinking deep into cultivation, fully absorbed in refining the heavenly treasure. Within Zixiao Palace, all the sages had assembled. Hongjin slowly opened his eyes. His calm pupils betrayed not the slightest ripple. Only when his gaze passed over Tai King Laozi did it linger for the briefest of moments. He then began to speak. Since the Great Wu Demon War, the primordial world